Mitch and Jo. We talk about all kinds of stuff on here. Sports betting, you name it. There's nothing off limits except for religion and politics. Got a few little tidbits before we get started. Some coaching hires around the league. Hackett looks like to Denver. Burflus to the Bears, who, I don't know, they keep hiring these assistants. They end up not doing anything. It's like, go out and get yourself a big name. You know, you're the Chicago Bears. It's like,
now he was from he was from the Indianapolis Colts, right?
yeah, it's like, why not go out and get like Nick Saban? You're the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they have the money to do so.
I'm not saying him, but get someone like that. You know, get someone who's in a contract year. Who's negotiating with their team. Cut in there and get Mike Tomlin. Something like that. Sean Payton.
Yeah, Sean Payton would be good. Sean Payton would be very good at the Bears.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
I do think he goes to the Cowboys though.
Hackett. A lot of people believe that that's a get Aaron Rodgers move, but I don't know if Aaron Rodgers, does he love him that much? I mean,
yeah, that's what I was trying to think. Does Rodgers really want any of the same coaching staff?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that type of thing.
No, everyone's saying it's now a given that Aaron Rodgers will just follow him there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't know either.
Where do you think Aaron Rodgers would be best?
Where would he be best?
Yeah.
Maybe with the Buccaneers if Tom Brady retires, inherits that team, or I don't know, where else could he be? Like, who's got a horrible quarterback but a good team?
Yeah, because the Saints don't have a good team around them.
Titans.
Yeah, the Titans would be a good place.
Titans would be a good fit.
Yeah. What about with the Colts? Get rid of Carl.
Yeah.
Or Wentz.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz.
Colts work. Carson Wentz is a piece of crap.
Well, yeah, we saw Phillip Rivers step in with the Colts and see how far they got with him. So Aaron Rodgers, I think, would be definitely great with the Colts. They've got the firepower on each side. We also saw Big Ben officially retiring today. We all knew it was coming. Still kind of a tearjerker for Big Ben fans. 18 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I didn't shed a tear on that one. I didn't really. I think that Ben Roethlisberger had a really good career, but he's kind of like Eli Manning to me, and maybe even not even as glamorous as Eli Manning. It just seemed that either he won the Super Bowl or he just got absolutely killed, And it's like Eli Manning. He won 2 Super Bowls, but he never made the playoffs outside of those 2 years. And for Ben Roethlisberger, it's like he won a couple Super Bowls, some controversial calls in there, and then he also, he's taken a beating. He beat up on the Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and but the Ravens had his number. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sad to see him go. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sad to see him go. I like what we saw out of him. I liked the statue of the quarterback. He's just always been such a big, powerful quarterback, right? He can make those big throws. He can stand in that pocket, take that hit. I like that style of quarterback over, the smaller quarterbacks that are more mobile. I like that era of the bigger quarterbacks that can't run.
Michael says San Francisco 49ers for Aaron Rodgers, and that would be interesting, and that actually would be a great fit for him. Wow, that would be really interesting to see him.
That definitely would. That would mean Jimmy G is gone. Well, Jimmy G's not going to be the backup for him, but I'm pretty sure it's probably done already.
Yeah, I think the only way that Jimmy G stays in San Francisco as the starting quarterback is if they win the Super Bowl.
True. Do you think we're seeing him on his maybe last year? You think he retires?
Jimmy G?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No way. Oh, he's going to get a big contract somewhere else.
You think he becomes a starting quarterback, or do you think he becomes a backup quarterback?
I think he's a starter somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, for
Texas, maybe?
Or Detroit.
Detroit? That would be an interesting move with Detroit.
Imagine if Aaron Rodgers went to Detroit.
Oh, man.
It
doesn't seem like a good career move to go to Detroit.
No, it doesn't.
For Aaron Rodgers.
Doesn't seem like a move that he'll be making, but you just never know. You never know with these guys. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. We still have lots of head coach positions left open. Any thoughts on Miami as the week's gone on?
I can't think of one coach who comes to mind. Originally, they said Jim Harbaugh, and it's like that would be horrible if that was the case. But I don't know. We haven't heard a peep out of Miami.
Yeah, and I've heard rumors of Jim going to Vegas, which I don't know if I love.
Well, I mean, if he's in your division, that's good news. I mean,
I guess it is, but not good news for Vegas. But yes, good for my division for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's
pulling him out of Michigan there.
Not a good coach.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I really like the interim coach they had in Vegas there. I think they stick with him. He won them, 10 games? But I know they're interviewing a whole bunch of different coaches, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I'm looking through the lines here for college basketball, trying to see what's changed, as the day has gone on. And there's definitely some opportunity here. I like Purdue a lot against Iowa today. I do.
I do too. Has the line moved at all on that one, Mitch?
Yeah, it's gone down to 2. It was 2.5. Okay. It's down to 2. I like it even better.
Yeah, for sure.
I just bet it again.
I like it. The totals dropped significantly in that one as well. Opened at 158.5, down to 153.5.
Yeah, there's a few games I really, really like today. So.
Yeah, there's definitely some great value out there. That's for sure. Just looking to see if there was ones that I'd like this morning if they've moved at all. You got any faith in your Jackrabbits, South Dakota laying the 21.5 points? This morning, but
North Dakota's terrible. I mean, they're one of the worst defenses out there.
Absolutely. Just so much money's coming in on the Jackrabbits now, it looks like. Scares me a little.
I never really look at that stuff, so I don't know what it is. I looked at it last night, and the line was actually higher than where it is now.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't looked. I don't really look at the line moves or at the money moves. I only look at the lines, and if something's way off, then I will look.
Okay, but, good to know.
Let me see where they're at, South Dakota State. Jackrabbits.
I've missed that, Mitch. I was waiting for that. That's why I had to bring up the Jackrabbits today. Anyone listening to the audio version missing out on Mitch's Jackrabbit ears there.
Jimmy G still has years left, but is he a good quarterback?
I think he's an underrated quarterback for sure. I know we've had this debate before. I really do think he
I always think it's odd if you have a quarterback, and then why are you going out and drafting so high? A quarterback again. So this line, the South Dakota State, it opened at 23. It dropped to 21.5, and now I'm seeing some 22.5s out there. 22s and 22.5s, 22s, 21.5. So it's kind of bouncing all over the place. But it does appear that a lot of action on South Dakota State. Jackrabbits.
Those Jackrabbits, I hope they pull it through tonight for sure.
Well, they're a fun bunch. But so I like doing this afternoon show. It's weird because it's like I haven't had like a minute to do anything but like produce videos for months on end, and then the last couple of weeks I've had time to actually do stuff, and I'm like working on stuff. I'm doing calls, and, it's fun to catch up, right? It's like to knock things out that you knew have been hanging out there. It's like
absolutely.
It's like got all my stuff to my accountant for my taxes.
Wow.
Like now it's on them. Now it's like they were supposed to get back to me, and now it's like I'm waiting on them.
Well, that's a good, Mitch. I'm glad you have some more time on your hands. It must help with college football now being over.
I think that, and I just think, in general, it's like I think Chris Ruffalo taking over half the videos is really the big change.
Oh, absolutely.
That really was
he's been doing well on them.
Yeah, he really stepped up to the plate.
Definitely good to see. Any thoughts, Mitch, on baseball? If spring training will happen when it's supposed to happen, or do you think we're just still going to have issues with the league and the Players Association?
I'm a believer that it's going to happen, because normally when those two get together, if it's not going to happen, the talks are cut off immediately. Like, it's always like a disaster. But they actually agreed to like continue talks and stuff, which never happens between the players and the owners. So I think they know, the players and the owners both know, it's in their best interest to play. And to get this stuff out of the way, because when this stuff is in the way in baseball, it kills them. It's bad for business, bad for everybody.
Oh, for sure it does.
One thing baseball hates is making less money than they could make. That's one thing they really hate.
Oh, they must have hated the shortened season then that we had before. Must have been hard for them. Yeah, we'll have the regular season. Any thoughts on that season? Do you think it's too long? When we get to the end of baseball season, I'm finding it too long, but you think they could shorten up a bit?
Baseball, I always believe that they should. I always believe that they should. I always believe that it should end at Labor Day and have the playoffs then, and that's when football starts. But it actually goes on for another month, but it gives us something to do, because while football has started, we have all those baseball games during the week to bet, and then while we're waiting for basketball to start, and then October is always super slow, right? Because you have the baseball playoffs. Football is going, but you have the baseball playoffs, and no basketball until the end of the month. Then the NBA normally starts in October, and then from there we're off to the races. We're good until until it's just baseball again, and the NBA season ends, which is, I'm not sure when it is, but normally we have about 2 months where it's just baseball, and it's kind of our slowest of slow times.
Absolutely, June and July. That would be quiet for sure. Well, I'm excited for baseball to get started. Definitely will be good to have it back. It seems like it's just gone long enough that I start to miss it.
I remember at the end of last year, you were ready for it to be over.
I was that very last month. I am so done for baseball to be over. Right?
Yeah. See, I still remember that.
Especially winding into the playoffs. Right? Of course. I think I complained every morning. I was like, we have to talk baseball again. Because you have those teams that they're not playing for anything anymore. And it's hard as a bettor to know if that team actually wants to play to get the upset, or if they're just going through the motions at that point. So trying to work out their intentions.
So we haven't even had the All-Star break yet in NBA. So that's February 18th through 20th. It's 18th through 23rd. The NBA All-Star break, that's actually a little shorter than it normally is. 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd. So it's 6 days. But, normally it's at least a week. And then the regular season ends on April 10th. So we're well into baseball at that point.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the finals will be in June at that schedule. Usually takes the NBA finals begin June 2nd. And the last day that the NBA finals could possibly be is June 19th.
Okay.
So then we'll have just so what we'll have then is actually if the NBA finals end on June 19th, or even if they end in June, we'll only have a month where it's just baseball because we'll have NFL preseason.
Yeah, we will. Gotta love NFL preseason. And then we'll have the CFL in full swing as well. I know you love the CFL, Mitch.
If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't know it was still in existence.
Actually, to be honest with you, that most Canadians say the same thing too. You know, it's a Canadian Football League, but more Canadians watch the American football than Canadian.
You ever watch Married at First Sight?
No, never watched it.
Oh boy, it's one of my programs, and I got to say, there's a new episode just started. It's the second time they've been in Boston. They've got 5 couples on there, and you know, sometimes it's like, you know, you see these couples and you're kind of sad that they don't make it, and you know, sometimes they never make. I mean, it's rare. It's like they hit at like less than 20% on these couples are going to last. But you know, what are the probability? You know, you find 2 strangers, you kind of have them fill out some surveys, you do some interviewing, and all of a sudden, you know, you match them together and married. You know, it's like it's hard enough to marry someone you actually want to marry, right? It's like it's hard enough to stay married. Look at the divorce rate. So, you know, last time they went over, right? Over 5. Not one couple stayed together last time. They had couples that stayed together past the date. Now this time, okay, a lot of times, it seems to be almost a trend where they just totally miss, you know, and they put together these couples, and it's just like they are clearly not going to make it. You know, they're clearly not going to make it. They have this one woman on there, and she's just like, you know, this guy's not my type, whatever, da, da, da. She doesn't even give it like the chance or anything like this. And it's like, you know, I can't even root for her, you know. I'm rooting that they stop this, and you know, she just dies alone, you know. It celebrates all the holidays by herself, and you know, her parents die off, you know, and she's left to be by herself, you know. And she just, you know, because all of her friends, you know, that are her age, will, you know, they'll eventually find somebody, you know, happiness, and, you know, have their own lives, and, you know, she'll be tossed to the side to die alone. That's what I'm rooting for.
There you go, the poor girl.
I don't think it's the poor girl. I think it's the poor guy. It's not what he signed up for. Too. The whole thing is that, you know, marriage is going to take a little bit of effort, at least at some point. You know, it's never going to be effortless. I think some take more effort. I see, you know, some married couples out there at various stages of the marriage, and I see that, you know, some marriages take a little bit more effort than others. You know, mine's always been pretty effortless because we got married a little bit later in life. We dated for, you know, I don't know, 14 to 16 years prior. And, you know, so we kind of knew what we were getting into. You know, like my wife, it's not like, oh, my wife doesn't want me watching football all the time. You know, it's like, it's like, what are you talking about? It's like, how can you possibly marry this? I'm not going to say the word. But you know exactly what word I was going to say. And, you know, I don't get it. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I can't buy this. My wife will get mad. I mean, my wife was always like, get the better one. It's like, don't get the used one. Get the new one. Yeah. It's like, you don't want someone's bad vibes, you know? No. Don't buy get the big version. Get the, you know? I don't know.
I agree with you.
I just don't understand it, you know. But this woman, it's like she won't even give this guy a shot, you know. It's like, if you're not going to give it a shot, you know, this is like, you know, there is a feeling out process, right? You know, because these aren't couples that have dated or anything like that. It's like they've met each other at the altar. So it's like, it's going to be awkward, right? Especially that first night, you know, the wedding night. It's going to be freaking awkward. This is not going to be the boom boom room, you know. It's going to be like, it's almost like dating, you know, married. I mean, sometimes it is, you know, depending on the thing, but it's rare, you know. It's like, we've all seen the show before. It's like, it's not like you haven't seen the show. You know what's going to happen here. And, yeah, so they're like on the honeymoon, and the guy's just trying to be agreeable to get something going, you know. It's like, well, I'm going to go, hey, why don't we go hiking or, you know, do something there in Puerto Rico? Well, I just like to just sit on the beach all day. He's like, that's great. All right, we'll just sit on the beach all day. She's like, this guy can't think for himself. You know, it's like, no, actually, you're you know, you're impossible. You will die alone. You will die alone.
Yeah, that does sound bad. That does sound bad.
I'll just continue to pray every night that she dies alone, miserably.
If only we could bet on the success of their marriages here.
Oh,
It'd be a lot of fun.
I'd love the under. Just bet them all the unders. Just take all the unders on it. You know, I mean, I'm always rooting for some of them. You know, if I'm always rooting for most of them, but once in a while they have these people, and you're just like, I can't deal with this guy. You know, I can't deal with this woman. It seems that, you know, there's been, I'd say, out of all the episodes, and you know, I've watched every season, there's probably like 6 or 7 of these people that I just can't root for them. It's like, you can't be a gay guy and they hook you up with a woman and like expect that, you know, what do you think is going to happen? Or you have the guy that has the old girlfriend still hanging around. You know, it's like, he's not in it to win it. You know, he's in it to get TV exposure.
Yeah.
It's like,
do you ever see the couple where it's like just that instant epic connection?
Yeah, it's happened a handful of times, or a lot of times where you think, you know, this probably isn't going to work, and it does work, and it's, you know, it's a happy, feel good situation. I mean, you know, people think I'm a hard ass, but it's like I still watch Titanic, you know, at least once a week because I think those kids are going to make it. You know, I do. I always say that. My wife's like, "Are you watching this again?" I'm like, I really think these kids are going to make it. You know?
I always scream at her to share that raft. I don't get it. Come on.
Well, it's not a raft. It's a door. It would sink. It's a plank of wood. I mean, it would.
Yeah, but they could take turns.
I don't think. Turns. No, he had no chance. It's like, it's cold.
That's true.
I don't understand why he wouldn't prep more, you know, before the boat actually went below the water for something like that. To think, well, I'm going to be in the water. I'm going to need something to try and float against. Maybe I could get like the seat cushion from this, or maybe we should have a mattress inside, or like a bed frame, or, you know, something, you know, some bodies we could stack up, you know. I don't know what the hell to do. Get it together, man. It's like, I got no idea. I don't know. I always thought those kids were going to make it, you know.
It's too bad they didn't. Really is.
The boat sinks. It's like, nothing fun about that.
No, not at all.
Is Middle Tennessee a lock today? No. No, they're not. I don't know. We only answer game questions from people that are supporter level and higher because nobody hits the thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't know why people can't just easily hit that.
Well, they can't. We try. After 2 years, I've given up on that. I've given up on relying on people to hit the thumbs up. And then you get the other people, right? Then you get the other people that say, you know, that like that you do something and it's like you block their comments. But I always hit the thumbs up. It's like, yeah, so that means you could say damaging, you know, things about me or whatever. It's like really not worth it. Next handicap needs to be Dawgz only 1 pick a day. And that's why I hate Titanic. She was so selfish.
That's what I think, too. I watch her on there. She just lets him die.
Wow. She cried.
For half a second.
She passed out. She didn't notice that. She passed out. Remember, she woke up. They came around. She woke up. She blew the whistle off the dead body that happened to be floating there. You know, it's like, oh, here's a dead body with a whistle next to you. Imagine the odds of that. You know, it's like the boats are going in the distance. It's like, oh, here's a floater with a whistle around his neck. It's like,
yeah,
wow, today must be my lucky day. I find the magical floating door and a guy with a whistle around his neck, you know, that I can blow, that people will find me. Man,
absolutely.
We got to bring her to Vegas. We got to bring her to Vegas with us. We got to get her to throw the dice.
Yeah, she's lucky, that's for sure. I don't know. I wanted a Romeo and Juliet kind of ending, you know. Yeah. Go down with your man there.
The boat sinks. So I know Gordon and Ashley are waiting, probably chomping at the bit to go on for their show.
They most definitely are sending me messages here. So
all right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Let me take a quick look at the questions. It's my show. I can run over if I want to. Let me see. Take a quick look. We'll answer a couple. I'll do a lightning round like I did on the drive-through last night on the game questions. Why not? Tell Gordon, give us 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've got to get it set up anyway, so I'm setting it up while you do this, Mitch.
All right, let's see what it is. Everyone survives Sleeping Beauty. Gales or Dons tonight. I got a premium on that game. Let's see. We have a show here. Let's see. Deb Rude, not a premium member, supporter. USFL in March too. Murray State, Tennessee Tech. I got premium on that. Joe, you have a pick on that? Murray State, Tennessee Tech, or St. Mary's, San Francisco?
I don't have a pick in either, actually, Mitch.
All right. Let's see what else we got. That's it. April, hello. Nicholas, as always, hello. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And that woman I'm married at first sight, I think her name is Alyssa. We're going to watch you die old and alone.
Oh, there's why. It's an Alyssa.
I think her name is Alyssa.
I'm sorry to anyone named Alyssa out there, but I have never met a nice, kind-hearted Alyssa. Prove me wrong if you're an Alyssa. I'm sure there's many of you that are nice out there.
We pray every night you die alone. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have a great night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. 7 free picks.
Absolutely. Bye, Mitch.